Hello everyone and welcome to another review. Today we're going to go ahead and review a fragrance from the house of Lacoste. It is none other than Lacoste Essential. Here's the bottle. The bottle is very simple. It has this glass bottle. It says Essential on the front of it, kind of in small letters that you might see there. And it has the alligator logo in the back of it that kind of superimposes or imposes itself in the background so you can see it through the bottle. So the bottle is very simple presentation. Cap pops off. Sprayer is pretty average, pretty decent. But light green juice, not really much else to say about the bottle. It was released in 2005. The creator of the fragrance is IFF. I haven't really looked into what IFF is, but I assume it's some sort of corporation or some sort of group that creates fragrances, as they have created actually quite a few fragrances that are actually out there. You can purchase this. This size is actually the 2.5. Retail, it goes for about $55. The other sizes are 4.2, which basically translates out to 125 milliliters and 75 milliliters. This is 75, respectively. So for 75 milliliters, about $55. For 125 milliliters, about, I believe it was $69, $70. Now, those are department retail prices. If you can find something cheaper, then, look in that direction. But, as always, be careful of fakes that are out there, right? So, let's move on to the notes for this fragrance. At the top, we have tangerine, bergamot, tomato leaves, and cassis. For our mid, we have black pepper and rose. And for our base, we have patchouli, sandalwood, and woody notes. So overall, when you smell this fragrance, or what you get, what I get at least, is a very smooth melon-like scent that actually comes off of it. There is no melon in the actual notes, but the way it comes off on my skin, it smells very melony, very fruity at the same time, but it has more of a melon type of a feel to it. I noticed some people have actually said that it smells like tangerine, and it may smell like tangerine on their skin, but on my skin, maybe it's the combination of the tomato leaves and the tangerine, but it produces a melon-like smell on my skin. You get a very sweet, very smooth melon-like scent. It smells fresh, it smells clean at the same time, and it dries down to like a woody base, a very fruity, woody base, which is kind of standard in a lot of department designer type of fragrances. So it's along the same lines of your Aqua di Gios, of your Polo Blues, of your Abercrombie and Fitch fragrances, but at the same time it has its own little DNA to it. It has its own smoothness, it has its own uniqueness that kind of goes with the fragrance. Overall, very smooth, very fresh, very summery, and that's overall what I get from this scent. Now, I usually go about one spray to the chest, one spray to each wrist, and then maybe one spray to the hair, basically. And that's what I go around wearing. Less may be more, or maybe better for you. A little bit more may be better for you. This overall isn't a very overpowering fragrance that I found. In general, it's a very good all-around fragrance for occasion-wise. You can pretty much wear this casually. You can wear this at the office. You can wear this dressed up. It's very good on that. The only restriction that I would kind of put on it is I would probably keep it more towards the warmer weather. It does have that summery type of a feel to it, and it is a little bit lighter in terms of power, and so it may not project as well in the colder weather. So for that, I'm going to give it recommended for spring and summer. Overall, any age group can wear this. Anyone can pull this one off, whether you be in high school or whether you be an older guy, 40s and 50s going on. Anyone can really pull this one off. Be free with it. Do whatever you want with it. And let's get into what some other people thought of this fragrance.
So this is for Lacoste Essential. I quite like this one. It smells really good. It's got a very summery feel as well to it. It smells a little bit like all the other summer colognes, but it's not too strong. Something that you definitely could wear out at night. I'd give it an 8.
So this fragrance I really do like. It's got a really, really fresh, and I guess it's summery also, but it's just like a really fresh summery and rich without being overbearing scent to it. And so I really do like it. I could definitely see people wearing it, and if I smell this on somebody, I think I'd really like it. So I'd give it an A+.
So the first thing that comes out when I smell this is definitely, and I don't want to say it, this sounds strange, but clean. Clean. The smell of clean. This is the smell of somebody who's just showered. He's dressed up nicely, I guess in a suit. It's definitely a suit of some kind. Maybe even a tuxedo. And just somebody who's clean, who's neat, clean fingernails, and is definitely looking his best would be wearing something like this. I definitely like it. I'd give it an A, even though it's not for everyday use. It's definitely when you want to be at the top of your game, or you want to be just the perfect example of a well-groomed man. So yeah.
Okay, I think this smells a little bit too much like wearing deodorant instead of smelling good with cologne, and too sweet for me. I don't know, it's just not doing it for me. I think I would give it a C.
I don't mind it. I agree that it smells like a deodorant or sort of a fresh, but I think like for a daytime use, maybe if you're going to the country club or something, this is like the perfect fragrance. I give it a B.
Use it minimally because it's strong.
Yeah, but it's fresh. I think you'll smell good. Yeah.
It's a little bit too much like body spray, like fake and artificial. I don't like that.
So, as you can see from the comments, overall, very, 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 very positive remarks on Lacoste Essential. In fact, this was definitely up there in terms of the most compliments that this particular fragrance gets. So, here's some of the comments. Good. Summery was mentioned multiple times. A little bit generic was mentioned. Not too strong. Fresh was mentioned multiple times. Not overbearing. Clean. Freshly showered. Something that you wear with a suit. Very, I guess you could say the perfect type of fragrance was one comment that someone made. Another one made a comment that it was a little bit too sweet. So maybe too sweet for some people who actually wear it out there. But yes, those comments were out. Overall, their ratings were outstandingly high. A's pretty much across the board, a C there, and I believe a B as well. So very good notes, very good comments, and opinions with it. So moving on, if you're to start giving ratings to it, sorry about that, got distracted for a second there. I thought someone might have been at the door, but if you're to give ratings for it, or if I were to give ratings for it, for scent, I'm going to go ahead and give this one an 8 out of 10. Scent overall is very pleasant. It doesn't really have any drawbacks to it. At the same time, the scent is a little bit generic on that. It doesn't take away from the fact that it's good, but it does have that same sort of DNA that most other designer fragrances have. So for scent, I can go ahead and give it an 8 out of 10. For performance, I'm going to go ahead and give this one an 8 out of 10 as well. Expect it to last about 8 to 10 hours. At least that's how much it lasts on my skin. It has decent projection as well. It's going to project about 5 feet or so. And it's going to die down in projection as the day goes on. At the 8-hour mark, once it's been there, it's going to be a little bit closer to the skin, but as they get close to you, they'll still be able to smell you. So it does pretty well for performance. I'm going to go ahead and give it an 8 out of 10. For versatility, I'm going to go ahead and give this one a 7 out of 10. The only reason why it doesn't get higher marks, like I said, is it's not really suited for the colder weather. So it kind of chops the year in half for most of you who are in, that position of the summer versus winter. But for those of you who are in warmer climates, pretty much almost all year round, this is probably a good fragrance that you can wear all year round for that, right? For compliments, I'm going to go ahead and give this one a 9 out of 10. And the only reason it doesn't get a 10 out of 10 is the fact that towards the end of the life, it starts to get a little bit harder to wear. And because it has this generic type of a smell, some people don't compliment you on it. But it is a very universally liked fragrance. In fact, this was, again, one of easily in the running for one of the most liked fragrances in terms of what people thought of the actual scent. Outside of those 5, even, people were just crazy over the scent. They actually loved it. But on the flip side, they weren't, absolutely drop dead fall in love with it, but they did like it a lot, all right? So 9 out of 10. And for the overall scent, I'm going to go ahead and give this one a 9 out of 10 as well. The reason why I'm giving it an overall 9 out of 10, it is a very good fragrance. If you're looking for a fragrance that you want to add to your collection, or if you're a first-time looker, or if you're somebody who is just looking for a fragrance to do well overall in general for performance that doesn't really, care about the occasion, stuff like that, I would look towards Lacoste Essential. It's a very nice, very pleasing scent. you can't really go wrong with the scent. It's in those range or it's in the area or the range of like Aqua di Gio, Polo. It's a very solid designer scent. You really can't go wrong with it. The downside, the flip side knock to it is it is a little bit generic. It does have a little bit of that generic-y type-ish feel, like something that, you know, everyone pop out. Sorry about the camera focus, but yeah, it does have that generic type feel, and that may be one reason that turns you off. So if you have any questions whatsoever, please feel free. Let me know in the comments below. Send me a message. Do whatever you got to do. It's been Lacoste Essential. Have a great day. Take care of yourselves.